the other bots that
Yeah, I'll start
I think we're all using the
I'll start
power.
my recording on my hand.
Okay, bet.
You ready to go?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna be saying I'm justified in saying overall technology does not improve quality of life because quality of life is my psychological well-being. Technology systematically degrades my non-material components, right? It would fragment my social bonds and manufactures addiction and distracts me from the things I need to do as I'm a fat fucking chud. Given this, it would negatively affect my psychological well-being as I just take negative to mean some deterioration, which I just talked about, given the aforementioned. So, given that, I would just say that technology does not improve overall quality of life. And even when it comes to technology having some kind of welfare benefit, I wouldn't say that if it's going to be offset by the deterioration, it's going to be justified.
Okay, and so you're
So, what
saying,
would your contentions be?
yeah, just asking some clarifying questions. So are you saying your mental state in specific, or were you talking about the general population as well?
I'm talking about my mental states and it being overall indexed to that scope.
So when we're talking about quality of life, when we're talking about the topic, are we not speaking about the psychological states of the general population, not just you? Well, you're included in that as well, but yeah, not just you.
Well, it just says overall whether or not it improves quality of life. Overall just means it encompasses the whole entire scope of what's being talked about, and scope is auxastic in nature, given what I just said. So we'll be overall, but it's not going to be general in nature.
We're talking about life, not just your life in specific. Life is a general term.
What do you mean by general, and how do you know that when it comes to the actual term?
Because there's another 8 billion people than you that are alive on the planet.
Yeah, so that would be lives, not life. When I talk about life, I'm talking about my actual existence. So I'm not sure how that will actually extend to the rest of the population. I'm not sure where you're getting that from.
Yeah, when somebody says life, they're not talking about one life in specific. What's your evidence for that?
Yeah, so again, it's hard to define it, right? I'm not sure we're talking about how somebody usually demarcates it. I don't care about
Okay,
typicality
do
at
y'all
all.
want
I'm
me to
talking
give
about my
clarity or do y'all
states.
want to just keep arguing
So,
like
Yeah,
this,
please
bro?
give clarity because he's just trying
I
to
mean, you
change the
can
topic.
give
Y'all
clarity.
both agree?
I didn't change the topic, by the way.
I mean,
No, I'm just asking. Do you both agree to have clarity?
yes.
I don't think we need the clarity.
I think we do.
Okay.
He's just changing the topic.
Okay,
Sure.
or just this, I did not change the topic. I mean, you can argue against the point.
Wait,
You're gonna question back and say that when we talk
Infinity,
about life, it
can
just
you
tends to be
repost the
general in
topic?
nature.
Can you repost the topic in general?
Yes, we post it and we can interpret it. How about that?
Good job. Oh shit. Hold on. Wait, just look at announcements. Just look at announcements.
In announcements.
You see it? It's below there.
No. Oh yeah. Literally, the technology improved the quality of life overall. I'm not sure what that would contradict the explication that I gave. So if we're going to be saying that this statement does not pertain to
Can
what
you
I'm talking
define
about,
life?
I'm not sure what the evidence is going
Can we
to
get
be.
what's
I
your
said it
definition?
earlier. I just said it's my existence, obviously,
Yeah, we
like
just
my
have different
experiences, things of that
definitions for
nature.
life. Then how are we going to continue?
Okay, that's why I'm affirming the argument. You being skeptic. I'm not trying to like sympathize with
What
you
am I
at
being
all. So
skeptic
I'm not
about?
sure
I
what's
mean,
that
we
going
have
to matter.
disagreeing. You have
The proposition.
a niche definition for life.
Yo,
You're
please,
specifically
please,
talking
let me
about yourself.
just
Yeah, so
specify,
being
bro.
skeptic just means you're going to question my argument for the proposition. So you don't get what I'm saying, right? So that would just mean you're being skeptic and giving me a role in the conversation. Yes, it is your burden. So I'm not sure why you have a different conception of what
It
the
is
burden
my
means
burden.
will actually matter in this conversation.
We're just giving alternative definitions, brother.
Okay, that's extensional though, right? What we're talking about is my argument for why I'm justified, right? That's the actual topic at hand. So you're gonna want to be going against the argument for that instead of looping in some
Bro, like, I'm
external
not even
account,
trying
which
to
is
be
not
too
gonna be.
intrusive, bro, but this is literally the definition of meta debating, debating over what the topic is, bro. Could we
Yeah,
yo?
so exactly. Just get to the topic, bro. I gave the argument.
Okay, y'all interpret the topic differently, bro. Let me just
Wait, is it
clarify, bro.
not? Is meta? Wait, hold up. Is meta debating not allowed in IRA? That's explicit, no?
No, you can do meta in IRL, but like it's not
No,
even
no, it
meta.
says no excessive, bro. It says no writing, or I'm pretty sure meta as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but that's
he's
for
using.
fiction though.
Yeah, but he's
No,
using.
no, look.
Yeah, so
No, let me go.
if you post the rules and that's what it says, then this guy's sauced off the rip, no?
I don't
Hey,
know
bro,
how I'm
it's
writing
up
or
to the
being supposed to
judge,
be
but I
meta
got
though.
you.
Yeah,
That's
No,
we
up
can
to
I'm
the
not
leave it
saying
up
you.
to
judge.
I'm just saying, hey, this is the
yeah,
judge.
we
It's
can
up
leave
to
it
the
up to
judge.
the we can leave it up to the judge and continue, but you're quite literally using the most niche definition for what like the general definition, the agreed upon Oxford definition for life is that what? Let me see. The existence of an individual human being or animal. So we're talking about existence as a whole. We're not talking about individual existence of your own.
You said the individual existence of a being. That's a concession, by the way, just for the record. I want to flag that. But past that, we can still continue our conversation,
That's not
despite you blundering so
that's
terribly.
obviously a
Hey,
literal
never
term.
mind. By the way, that's only for fiction debates and fictional debaters. I got
It's
you.
only for fiction. It's only for fiction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just to be
when I say
clarified on the whole term point, you unpacked it by talking about some individual life, but that's the point where the individual in
there are
question is
8
going to be me.
billion
So I'm
individual
not seeing
lives.
how it's going to be. Yeah, okay. I don't really say
What
an
about that you're
individual
not
life, right?
understanding? Yeah,
You
but
know what individual
we're not
means?
talking. Yeah, we're
It
not
means
talking.
one, right?
We're not talking
Wait,
about
hold on. No,
this,
you're
but there's
pausing the
more
quantifier.
than
I don't
one.
agree with for some
Yes,
reason. Individual just means
but
one, at
there,
least one,
okay, are
right?
there
I'm just
multiple
gonna be
ones?
saying that's
Are
gonna
there?
be indexed to one and not multiple ones in this
Why?
conversation.
Wait, why?
It's a stipulation of the argument, obviously. What do you mean why?
It means the stipulation of the argument. What's
Why
the
must I answer
justification for
that?
that?
Why is that burden instantiating? All
Yeah,
right, so
but
stipulation just
if
means I'm
more
gonna
than one
fix the
life
terms to
exists,
talk
and
about
we're
the
talking about
things and
quality
argue
of
for
life
them.
overall,
So
you're
they're gonna
not the
require
overall.
justification.
Yeah, you're not the
Okay,
overall
do you know what overall? Okay, what would overall mean?
majority.
Majority, exactly. It's what I talked about earlier. The majority of what's in the domain, given the scope of what we're talking about, so that's like in nature, which was so pertaining to me and not other people. So yes, it's gonna be undercover
But
what you're
other
talking
people
about.
have doxastic states, no? He's drowning
Mm-hmm.
me? Are you serious? He's
Wait, hold
actually
on.
just
You know
over
what?
talking me?
Doxastic state, right? You know what
That's
doxastic
not true,
means? So
bro.
doxastic scope.
Wait, is he drowning me? Is he drowning me?
No, bro. I don't know what you're
No,
talking
I'm not allowed miking.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Doxastic means self, right? You can posit a quantifier for it, but when we say doxastic, it just means self, right? One particular agent,
Yeah,
not
your
many. That would
justification
be
for
doxastic
why we're talking.
states,
Okay,
not state.
yeah, there are
By the way,
multiple selves, no?
yeah, that's why that'd be doxastic states. Yeah, be multiple selves, but wait, hold on, wait, no, what the fuck? A self just means me. It's self-referential to me, right?
Yeah, but
I'm referring to
everybody has that
myself,
state.
me as the agent.
But there's multiple, like anybody could have this interpretation. Like there's also
Yeah, I
multiple
think what you're trying to
interpretations.
talk about is some interpretation based on the actual agent, but the thing is, the agent themselves can have a
Do you
separate
deny
argument
the
for
external
why.
world or something? I'm confused.
Wait, hold on, I'm not sure where you're cutting me off, right?
I'm not. I'm
So when
just
it comes
asking
to other
clarification on your
doxastic
argument.
agents, it could be the case that they have different reasons or different beliefs for the proposition. Doesn't matter though, because I'm being doxastic in nature. I don't have to override all doxastic things in general, right? Talking about something being overall, doxastically speaking, just means that can be indexed to everybody in that actual space, which just means it can be talked about these agents. Does not mean not to be all these agents because of my argument. So I'm not sure what work that actually does given the conversation.
Yeah. So when we're talking about quality of life, and you're saying that because you have your self-expressed doxastic state, when we're talking about individual life, we're surely talking about just yourself. I don't think that really applies because everybody could have this state of mind. There's another 8 billion people on the planet that encompass the same thing that you're talking about. Like they can literally assert the same thing. 8 billion people on this planet can literally assert the exact same thing that you're talking about and have a different view on the matter. So when we say life overall, the
Mm-hmm.
overall isn't talking about specifically you. It would always be talking about a majority of life. If you agree that there's multiple lives that have this state, then your argument is just like you're just making a super niche definition that doesn't fit the topic, doesn't make any sense. And so, and from that, I'll ask you the reason why I also don't agree with what you're saying, right? Because you'd have to concede on this, you'd have to literally like stand on the hill that you don't care about anything outside of your like scope of life. Is that a yes or no? Do you care?
All right, so when you say it's gonna be niche and that does not make sense, I'm not sure what sense actually means there. I'm not sure what me being niche will have it follow does not make any sense. And when you say niche, I'm not sure what that term even means there in some meaningful sense. Now, it talks about things being overall. I already explained what that meant. It just means it can apply given any agent of the actual space. It just means that these agents can talk about it in general. So it's going to be overall in that sense. When it talks about me standing on a hill that I don't care about anything external, I'm not sure what that means. I already told you how it can be the case that I can be doxastically justified, but not have that state override other doxastic states, and it would still be fine because I don't aim to be axiomatic in nature. It just means I'm going to be taking the proposition at hand, given the scope was talked about. So I'm still not sure what you're trying to do right here, or how you're trying to defeat the argument. Can we just like attack the actual premises, or like you want to keep doing this? It's kind of boring angle.
I mean, you just didn't attack my argument at all right there. So I'll ask you again as well.
Okay.
There's two arguments you just didn't address. You just addressed the things that were irrelevant and just saying you don't understand the definitions. That's not really an argument. You saying that you don't understand the words coming in myself, like literally just aren't arguments. But I'll ask you straight up: do you care about lives outside of yours? Yes or no?
I already answered this, but on top of this, I'm not seeing why I have to answer this question with converter instantiating. I need a theory of argumentation for that. But when I talk about what does that word mean, it does not mean I have zero understanding what the word means, but I just want to be precise on the terms. I want you to unpack it so we can fix it. And let's derive things in the conversation be linear in nature. It's not me having a lack of cognition and knowledge towards the actual term being
Oh,
given.
we have the judge in person. Holy crap! Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Yo, can you pick up from here? By the way, Tensei.
Me?
Yes,
No,
bro.
who's
I mean, we can just conclude like after
Is
this.
me
They can just judge
is
the rec.
me
It's pretty
is me
short.
is me and Ernst. This dude is literally like losing his mind in call right now.
I'm not losing my mind. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
So yeah, you're just not responding to my arguments as to why it's better to go with my definition or my interpretation of the argument, and you're just quite literally just asserting that you don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. These aren't arguments. Like none of that is an argument. And on top of that, I'm saying your argument is also presupposing that you're okay with the death of millions of people, which I'll explain in a second, right? So when we talk about something like technology, and you have an argument earlier like, oh, technology like lowers your mental state and it makes you a chud at home, but like the alternative is like technology could quite literally medically save your life, right? So for example, Native Americans got wiped out by a disease that modern technology today could have saved. So unless if you think that technology is a like a net negative just because of for it's doesn't help you, I don't think that's really an argument, because I think it's a net positive because it could have saved millions of lives. Unless like you don't care about the death of millions of lives. If you try to assert that right now, then that's just going to be a reductio to your absurd ass position, because you're just talking about yourself. But obviously, again, I'm going to reaffirm again that you're not the only life. When we're talking about life, there's multiple individuals when the actual definition. So we're not just talking about one individual. There's 8 billion people on the planet that all encompass the definition of life. They all have doxastic states and could assert the same thing you're saying. And on top of that, if that's the case, then these 8 billion people that suffer that receive net positives from technology and saving their lives, and it could save your life as well, then you just don't really have an argument here.
Yeah, so people, this is why it's very important to track. When number one, you said I'm not responding. When it comes to your points about the overall thing and the extensional content, what I'm talking about, insofar that looping other people, I already responded to this. I also asked you was converted instantiating, like to respond to the care question and what care meant, you not respond. And when I talk about your actual definitions and what they mean, again, the reason why I have to give that is because you're better clarification. You can't just say ambiguous nonsense like a monkey and then assume you're being correct, right? You must unpack the terms, fix them, make them stable to make the conversation linear and productive, and thus infer things from them like rational human beings. So I'm not sure why you didn't respond to that. Now, you talk about me presupposing I'm okay with the death of millions. I'm not sure what okay means. And I'm not sure where that even comes from. Again, it could be the case that, exactly speaking, I'm justifying this one belief. It is not reliably inferred, at least sincerely speaking, I'm okay with the death of millions. I'm not sure where that came from. But okay just means some kind of mental state. And so far that I would be like, emotionally unburdened by those people dying. I don't know where that comes from. I would be at least mostly burdened by it in some sense, but would not override the mechanism I have for saying that overall technology is not going to be improving life quality. Sorry, quality of life. And when you talk about tech could save my life, that's okay. It's what's important to try, because early in the conversation, I did tell you that I don't take a welfare benefit or some positive in some sense to actually be a net positive if the negative welfare would offset it, which you did not track or respond to, by the way. I'm making it clear for the rec. So obviously, you just made me pee myself for no reason at all. And then when you say it's not going to be an argument, I'm not sure what you mean by argument. I'm not sure how you know it's not going to be an argument. I'm going to question your epistemology and justification when it comes to that, and why I have to accept those two things when it comes to how you actually cash those things out. And also, when we talk about it being reductive, I'm not sure reductive actually defeats the position, because a reductive would posit some absurdity. I don't know why I'm being absurd. On top of that, I'm taking to be the case absurdity itself would actually infer defeat of the position. I'm not sure where that even came from. So you have many burdens, there's many gaps in your arguments. You're not actually attacking the premises at all. You're trying to meta me on what I mean. It's kind of fucking retarded, and you're still losing. So past this, we can conclude. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, so to
If
briefly
you
cover
agree.
yeah, to briefly cover up what you're saying, if you're not going to stand on the point that you don't care about the lives, and you're going to say like, hey, like, okay, like I do have some like emotional states about that, right? Then it would be coming to an absurd position saying that you're like not, you're perfectly okay with the deaths of millions of people, right? So that's one. Two, to address the other point, so when we're talking about quality of life, if technology could sustain life in general, that could improve. That is a net positive to quality of life, because without life, you can't have quality of life. So if you can't have life without technology due to common diseases in the world, then it has to be a net positive, and you can't address that, right? Even to yourself, even if your definition is true, you're again, what going so circular. I just addressed this point directly. This guy just lost his mind. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's just like ratting out his mind.
All right, is that like, are you done with your whole thing?
Yeah. Do you have an
You want me to
adjustment to
conclude
that
now?
point?
I'm just gonna conclude. So number one, just for the rec, when we
Yes, sir.
talked about the terms I'm gonna be on about, I explained why it's gonna be his burden to actually unpack
Wait,
these
hold
terms
on.
and
Give me
make
a
them
second.
stable and
Who said
fixed
we're
for the
concluding?
conversation.
Hold on. Give me a
I
second.
told you that earlier, and
Who
I
said
made sure
we're
to agree to it. I
concluding?
said, do
The
you agree with
who
it?
said we're concluding?
Hey,
Then the judge is asking for something.
wait, hold on. Yeah, just give me a second. I'm
Okay.
gonna switch devices real quick, so I can hear better. So just repeat like the last, not even 10 seconds. Hold on.
Like me or Jester?
This would be better. Okay, just repeat like the last 10 seconds, gang. You got it.
Oh yeah, I'm literally concluding, but he doesn't want to conclude. I'm not sure, like Jester, you want me to continue my conclusion or what? Because I talked about it earlier. You didn't go against it.
No, I want to hear a response, and I want to keep elaborating with points.
Yeah. Earlier you said, okay, earlier I asked you, do you want to conclude or you want to conclude past this, and you said yeah.
I don't
If
remember
that's not
that.
the case, you didn't really attack that. I mean, send the wreck. Either way, you didn't attack it at all.
I don't really remember me saying I want to conclude right now, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't say that verbatim. You just said yeah, obviously. Nobody said you said that verbatim.
I mean, yeah. What's your address?
But anyways, I'm just gonna conclude because you're going circular. By the way,
I
I'm
mean, we're
not gonna
not.
answer
I
you one
mean, I
time.
didn't
I'm
agree
done
to
being
go to conclude.
charitable.
I mean, I didn't
So it's
agree to
gonna
go
be
to
the
conclude.
case that
Why
yeah,
do
we
you just
talk about
conclude?
the
Yeah, you
argument
concluding on
that's
your own. I mean, do we have a judge here? I mean,
yeah,
we
okay, we can conclude on
There's
our
more
own.
points to elaborate on.
Okay. There's not any more points because I gave you a whole entire argument. We talked about terms and extensional content like 5 fucking times in a row, and you're just not tracking.
bro.
That's why niggas in the
Jester,
chat are
you
talking
know,
about you going circular, bro.
Jester, why don't you want to conclude again?
Yeah, I have like 2 more points I want to talk about.
Okay, just
Okay, wait, hold on. Tensei, okay,
Mhm.
Tensei, the 2 points he's talking about, you already addressed many times before that. That's what niggas in chat are literally saying he's going
Yeah, it's
circular and
getting
not
dick
tracking
in
this is
chat. I
bad.
don't really care about that shit.
Well, I'm like,
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
gonna lie, I
okay,
don't
bro.
care
You
about
can say
chat.
the
But
chat's my fans, but okay.
hold on, just to let you know, is anybody here listening? Like besides like the 2 debaters, like anybody else? Like they can mic up right now.
It's the niggas in chat saying he's going circular.
But like somebody that mic up though, I'm not looking at you. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, yeah, Sensei. What's up, bro?
I'm not gonna. Okay. Calm. I'm gonna let Jester do that because I haven't been here all the time, so I'm still be charitable. But like, Jester could say the 2 points if after he finishes the 1 point, if he is repeating himself, you can let me know. And then after the 2 points are finished, if Ernest is like you already spawned, then y'all can just conclude, and then I'll just give him my judgment on what I heard.
That's fair.
Wait, Jester has the rec. It's not long. It's just like listen to the whole thing.
Wait, how long is the whole rec?
We're 16 minutes deep right now.
Yeah, like yeah.
Okay, well, hold up. If I watch the rec, I'm about to finish editing this video in like another like 20, 25 minutes ish. I'll watch that one, and then I have to watch this Rizhan versus Isaac Kim one. If you want me to just watch the rec, I can do that.
Yeah, just watch the rec.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If
But
you okay. But you
yeah,
feel like
Jester.
but you feel like what he's going to say, you already addressed it since he repeated it, right?
Yeah, like 4 niggas are saying that, but I'm just gonna be charitable and let him get his 2 points out. If they
Yeah,
repeat,
he can
him, just
just say it
conclude.
again. If you feel like you already addressed it, then I'll just watch rec. But also like it's like whatever. Because if he didn't say it, there'd be a tracking issue on your end. But it's whatever.
Yeah,
He could
okay.
just say it.
Yeah, just say your 2 points, Jester.
Yeah, hold on. Let me grab something. I actually wanted to. I don't know if I should stop the recording and grab the clip, but. Let me pause.
Like that.
Can I